Good morning, everyone. So, welcome to yet another video of your CMA mentor. So, in today's video, what I'm going to do is I have been demanded by several people to upload a series on business valuation. That is, some of the chapters they are facing issue in solving questions. So, what I am starting with is one of the most important chapter of paper 20A, that is business valuation methods and approaches. So what I'm going to do in this video is that I'll teach you the basic concepts and formulas, and I'll go on solving the entire questions. I'll try to solve the entire questions of the study mat, irrespective if they are repeated or not. If the questions are more or less similar, I'll skip that questions and I'll tell you in the video that these questions are the similar ones, so you can refer the previous one. Okay, so we are starting with it. So students, I'm entirely following the study material of your institute so that you may not face problems in future, because you're very much aware that in CMA most of the questions are from study mat, what the institute prefers, and also from past year questions. So which I have always suggested you to go with before appearing for any of the attempt. So I'm solving the sums of institute mat, and your task will be after this is to solve the past year questions, MTP and RTP questions. Okay, so starting with it, the first thing what you must know is what is WACC. So basically WACC is weighted average cost of capital. Okay, so how to calculate weighted average cost of capital is we'll take weighted average of equity into K is what? Cost of equity. Then we'll take weight of debt. Firstly, I'm writing the formula, and then I'll explain you the entire formula's meaning. Okay, then we'll go with weighted average of debt. So I'm once again telling you what is the formula. WACC is basically weighted average cost of capital. How to calculate it is that we'll take weight of equity into cost of equity, that is KE, plus weight of debt into cost of debt. Students, do remember, deduct tax from it, that is cost of debt से आपको टैक्स का रेट दिया रहता है क्वेश्चन में, you need to deduct the tax rate from it. Many of the students commit a fault due to exam pressure or they forget it. Do remember this thing, that you have to always deduct tax rate from cost of debt. And also in the institute mat it is given WP into KP. What is WP and what is KP? WP is basically the weight of preference share, that is preference capital, into KP is cost of preference capital. Okay, generally in exam questions what you will find is generally it is given weight of equity, and weight of debt is not given. Actually the number of shares are given in the question, and you need to calculate the weight. So how will you calculate it? Let's go through a sum through which we can understand it. Okay, so basically let's take example 1. What is given? Suppose Alpha Limited has a capital structure composed of the following: debt is 30 million and equity is 45 million. Also in the question that it is given that if before tax cost of debt, what does it mean? That KD before tax. And what do we take in a formula? As above I have described you, we take KD after tax, that is KD 1 minus T. Okay, and in the question here it is given KD before tax is 11%. So you need to deduct tax rate from it. Okay, and the required rate of return on equity is 16.5%, that is KE. Wherever the question mentions required rate of return. This means it is KE, that is cost of equity, do remember. And the marginal tax rate, see, the question itself has described the tax rate is 30%. Okay. What is alpha's weighted average cost of capital? So how will you go through this sum? If because this question can be very much asked in MCQ, what you will do in this question is, firstly you will calculate WD, that is weight of debt. So debt कितने का है? 30 million. And what is the total of debt plus equity? That is 30 plus 45. You will write that in the denominator, I'm sorry. Okay, so now calculate what is 30 by 75. It is, use a calculator, it is 0.40. So basically this is WD. Then let's go with WE. What is WE? It is weight of equity. So how much is equity given in the question? It is 45. And in the denominator, what do you take? The sum of equity plus capital. So what is the sum? It is 45 by 75. And what is 45 by 75? It is 0.60. So basically weight of equity is 0.60. Now do remember what is given in the question. Also the question says that, just a minute. Also the question says that we have KE, that is as far as I remember it is, just a minute, let's see a question. What is it given? It is 16.5%. okay, it is 16.5%. And KD was given before tax, it was given KD is 11%. okay, 11%. And what we need to do here is, we'll deduct the tax rate, that was given 30%. So it is 0.30. So what will we do? 0.1111 minus 1 minus 0.30. It is basically 0.11 into 0.70. This is basically KD. Okay. Now how to calculate WACC? It is basically what is this? This is WD, which we have calculated above. This is the amount of KE, which we have calculated here. Sorry, this is KE, my fault. This is KE. Now this plus what is 0.60? It is WE. And what is 0.165? It is 16.5%, which is given in the question, that is KE. We'll add both of them. We'll calculate with the calculator. We'll add both of them. The answer is 12.98. For students, you can easily score 2 marks, because in examination most probably this question can come in a MCQ pattern. Okay, so is it clear? We'll proceed with it. If you have any issues, you can post a comment on below. In the below, I'll help you out with it. Okay. Now let's proceed with it. So the next question which we are referring, and the concept we are referring, is what is cost of debt. So cost of debt is the interest rate paid by the company on such debt. So don't go with the theory. I would not suggest for BB go with the deep theory. Understand the basic concept, solve the sum and proceed. Okay. So let's go with example 2. If the rate at which the company can borrow the funds, basically it is talking about KD. Okay. Wherever the words are like KD, borrow, or you're taking a loan, this is basically the debt for you. So it is KD. Okay. If the rate at which the company can borrow funds from the financial institution is 11%, and the tax rate applicable to the company is 30%, the post cost of debt is, that is basically you need to calculate KD 1 minus T. 1 minus tax. What I helped you out, what I taught you about. This is a simple question. You can go with it. KD is given 11%, tax rate is given 30%. So KD 1 minus D, 1 minus tax rate, and the answer is 7.7%. Okay, we are proceeding further. Now cost of equity is KE, what I taught you about. Now one of the most important MCQ based question which comes in the exam very frequently, that is what is CAPM model. So CAPM model basically has a formula, that is that is basically RF, that is risk-free rate of return, plus RM minus RF into beta factor. ठीक है. So what is RF? RF is risk-free rate of return. ठीक है. RM minus RF is market risk premium. Market risk premium. Okay. And beta is in the question, company's beta is generally given. So this is what is beta what beta represents. Okay, beta. Okay, and what is RM? RM is basically so what is RM? RM is basically risk that the market is facing. Okay. I think so you have also learned this model, that is CAPM model, in portfolio. So you must be very much aware of it in SFM, third group. Okay. So this is a very common question which may be asked in MCQ. So let's go through the what is given in the book. Cost of equity is risk-free rate, that is RF, what I said you below, plus beta into equity risk premium. What is equity risk premium? RM minus RF. Okay. RF is risk-free rate, company's beta, sensitivity of stock return with the that of market return. Okay. In exam, even what you have learned in portfolio, company question can be like find the beta. Beta. How will you find it? It is basically sensitivity means standard deviation, which is represented by this sign. Standard deviation of stock return. Standard deviation of stock return with that of standard deviation of market return. Okay. Let's proceed further. Let's go with example number 3. If the 10-year government bond yields 7.5%, wherever the question says government bond or government yield, this represents risk-free rate. Basically, where whatever yield the government provides is basically risk-free. So it is represented by RF and it is given 7.5%. Okay. And the BSE Sensex return. What does BSE Sensex return? Indicates that it is showing the risk of market, that is RM, is 15%. Okay. Assuming company's beta is 1.2%, that is beta is given in the question 1.2%. What is the required rate of return? That is KE. We have to calculate KE. How is KE calculated? RF plus RM minus RF into beta factor, beta of company. So what is RF given? 7.5 plus RM is 15 minus RF is 7.5 into beta of company, that is 1.2. And what is the answer? It is 16.5%. So it was very basic question. No hard and fast rule for it. We can proceed. Okay. Now let's learn what is the formula of beta. Beta. How to calculate beta. Beta is calculated basically covariance of stock market by standard. What is this? This is variance of market. This represents variance of market return. Okay. Let's go with an example. You'll understand better. Okay. Let's take example number 4. The standard deviation of return on the market index is 25%. That is standard deviation of return on market index. Basically, it is given standard deviation of market is given 25%. Okay. And if covariance of companies A return with return of market index is 0.05, that is basically covariance of asset return with that of market returns value is given is 0.05. How will you calculate beta of the company? So beta's formula is covariance of asset return with market return, that is stock market, we can say it in a single word, by variance of market return. Okay. So 0.05 is the value of this, and since standard deviation was given and in the formula we use variance, so we'll square 0.05 and the answer is 0.8. Okay, these are very basic questions, so I don't need to give you very much explanation regarding these questions. Wherever I find it that the question is bit tricky, I'll try to try to help you out with the entire sum. Okay, so let's proceed further. Now, one of the important model in this chapter is dividend discount model. Okay, what does dividend discount model do? Learn this disadvantages. Maybe in the examination they may give you a theory question regarding this. What are the disadvantages of dividend discount model? Okay, I'm not going through the theory because what I have planned for this video is I'll go with the entire sums on illustrations of this chapter. If you find anything like you cannot understand, you can comment below and I'll help you out with it. Okay, no issues. And even you can follow my Telegram channel. I upload many of the notes on that channel, so that it can help you out in your preparation. Okay, so let's understand this model with an example, which is example number 5. Let's assume that a shareholder, Miss Alka, holds the share of A Limited for an infinite period. A Limited is a matured company giving a constant dividend of ₹3 per share every year. Basically, A Limited is a company which is in a good stage. So the word is used here is matured company, means it is earning good. Okay, and it is giving a constant dividend of ₹3 per share, 3 per share every year. Okay, to its shareholders. Miss Alka expects 12% return from her investment. Miss Alka is a investor who is expecting a return of 12% from his investment in the company A Limited, which is a matured company as per the question. The value of A Limited for Miss Alka would be given by a present value of dividend received forever. Wherever there is a word used dividend received forever, basically they are talking about perpetual dividend. Okay, wherever there is a word given in the question that value of dividend received forever, then make sure that you understand that this question is regarding perpetuity question. Okay, so how do we find value of perpetuity? We find value by D1. What is D1? That is dividend earned in the current year by R. R is basically the rate of investment or the rate of return which you are getting from the investment you are making. So dividend which a company is offering was ₹3 per share every year, and the return which is expected by Alka Limited to be earned every year is 12%. So this is an easy going sum. You'll divide by 3 by 12% and the answer is ₹25 per share, which is the value of the perpetuity. Okay, let's proceed further. What is the next question? Okay, let's go with the question example number 6. So extending over the previous example, so it is an extension of previous example. Miss Alka, who is a shareholder of A Limited, hopes that A Limited will give a dividend of ₹3 per share next year, and this is expected to grow at a constant rate of 6% forever. This means that Mr. Alka is expecting that its investment will earn a dividend of ₹3, and it's also expecting that she is also expecting that there will be a growth of 6% forever. So the value of A Limited today, that is V0, we have to find its value today, presently. So we'll follow for it. There is a model named as Gordon growth model, which assumes that the dividend will increase at a constant rate for an indefinite period of time. Do remember this line. Wherever in any question it is given that dividend will increase at a constant rate for an infinite period, so just understand that is a dividend growth Gordon growth model question. How do we calculate it? We'll take D1, which is dividend expected to be received at the end of year 1. Suppose in the question D0 is given, that is dividend just paid in the current year is given. So how will you calculate D1? It is basically calculated D0 into 1 plus growth rate, okay, equals to D1. Do remember this, okay. So how to calculate the value? It is D1 by R. R is the required rate of return on equity which we are expecting Miss Alka to get, and G is the dividend growth rate, okay. So now it will be a easygoing question for you, because how to calculate V0, and the question it was clearly given that the value of A Limited, for which Alka would be given as the dividend is 3 and is expected to grow at a constant rate of 6% forever. This word is given. So it is basically a dividend growth model, Gordon growth model question. How will you calculate the value? It is basically calculated D1, because it was already given that rupees 3 per share next year is given. It is not given D0. It is not given current year's dividend. It is already given in the question that it is a next year dividend. So it is basically D1. So we are taking 3 here. What is R? R is it was given in the previous question, that was 12%, and Miss Alka is expecting a growth rate of 6%, so we are deducting it. And how will we calculate 3 by 6%? That is rupees 50 per share is the value of value which can be expected by Miss Alka today. Okay. Proceeding further, let's go with another question. So this was the basic things given in the this was the basic examples which were given. Now we can go with the illustrations if you want. Let's solve 1 or 2 illustrations, then I'll give a short videos every day, because it will be a easygoing task for you as well. What I would suggest to you is, see this video, go through the entire chapter till which I have taught you, till the page I have taught you. Read one and each and every line of this chapter. When you're giving a first read for this chapter, read each and every line so that it is helpful for you, and you can mark the important points, which will be an easygoing task for you during the examination. You don't need to read the entire chapter, just go through that important points, okay, and do solve the questions, even the examples. Don't leave the examples unsolved, because I told you that the questions may come in the MCQ portion, and even the 2 marks is very much important for you to score an exemption or to pass an examination with 40 marks, or to score even 80 in SPMBB, which is not a very tough task for you to score, because mostly the people scored the highest marks in group 4 in SPMBB only. Okay, so let's start with illustration 1. Python Limited currently pays a dividend, which is, it is D0. Currently it is telling ना, मतलब अभी वो इतना पे कर रहा है, that is D0. The valuer forecast growth rate of 15% for the next 3 years. जो valuers हैं, they are telling that the growth rate will be 15% for next 3 years. हर साल 15% grow होगा. Followed by 4% in a perpetuity thereafter. मतलब initially in the first 3 years, first 1 से 3 साल तक में 15% growth will be there, and after 3 years, that is 4th to infinity years, the growth rate will be perpetual. मतलब there is no limit, जब तक चल सकता है तब तक the growth rate will be 4%. Okay, and the required return is 13%. That is the required rate of return, or required return in equity we can say is 13%. Now we have to calculate current value per share. How will you go for it? So basically what do we do here is value. How do we calculate? D0, okay, that is current dividend, into 1 plus G, what we are expecting for this year, by the 1 plus R. 1 plus R is what is 1 plus growth rate, okay, plus during the second year what will be the growth rate? 1 plus G into, because it is second year, so 1 plus G to the power 2, by, even the rate will be 1 plus R to the power 2. So let's go with it. What I'll say, let's see the example over here. So year 1, also we can solve it. Why to go with a formula? What I suggest you is see, dividend was given 2, so we'll add 2. What you will do? 2 into growth rate was, just a minute, growth rate was first to 1 to 3 years, the growth rate was 15%. So 2 into 1 plus 0.5 for the first year. This is the dividend which we are earning for the first year. Instead of divide 1 by 1 plus r, you can use the PV factor for the first year. How will you calculate this? Take a calculator. The rate is basically given, just a minute, the rate is basically given, the growth rate over here is 4%, so it will be 1 plus 0.04. okay, just a minute, I'm confused a bit. The value of forecast, okay, I was right. The growth rate is 15% for the first 3 years, okay, and the required rate is 13%. So what you will do in the calculator, just calculate, see what is 13%. Basically you take 1 plus 0.13, it is 1.13. and what you do in a calculator is you do in the calculator 1 by 1.13 एक बार करो, then proceed with it with, अब बस इक्वल टू दबाते जाओ, तो ये हो जाएगा तुम्हारा फर्स्ट ईयर का जो PV फैक्टर आता है. तो 1 by 1.3 is, just a minute, let me also calculate. The first year is 1 by 1 by 1 divided by 1 by 0.13, it is 0.8850. अब क्या करो, कैलकुलेटर में वापस से इक्वल टू दबाओ, तो दूसरे ईयर का तुम्हारा आ जाएगा 0.7832. तीसरे ईयर का फिर इक्वल टू दबाओ, then your answer will be 0.6931. This is the process of calculating PV factor, ठीक है, for different years. अब क्या करो, जो आएगा ये वैल्यू 2 into 1.15, इसको तुम पहले ईयर के फैक्टर से मल्टीप्लाई कर दो, दैट इज़ 0.8850. तो ये तुम्हारा ईयर 1 का वैल्यू आ गया. प्लस क्या करो, दूसरे साल में क्या हो जाएगा, 2 into 1.15 टू द पावर स्क्वायर, इसका वैल्यू निकालो और इसको मल्टीप्लाई कर दो तो दूसरे साल के फैक्टर से, दैट इज़ 0.7832. ओके, फॉर द थर्ड ईयर्स प्रोसेस सेम होगा. अब क्या करो, 2 into 1.15 टू द पावर 3, ठीक है, क्योंकि ये तीसरे साल का है, इंटू तुम्हारा ईयर 3 का PV फैक्टर इज 0.6931. So the value which comes after calculating this is the final value for calculation of value of this was what, value of current value of share. Okay, understood? If you have any doubt, you can ask with me either on the telegram channel or do comment below. Okay, so it's almost 27 minutes video. What I'll suggest you is go through the portion which I have taught you today. I try to upload the second part as soon as possible so that it is easy going for you to complete this chapter in a one flow, because I am seeing that अब आगे थोड़े से important parts start हो रहे हैं, that is basically FCFF and FCFE calculation, which is a short question in the examination. So I want a separate video to be uploaded for this part. So I'll as soon as possible I'll upload a video on this part so that you can complete this chapter in one go. So hopefully you'll like this video. If you have any doubt, any queries, you can just drop a comment over here or follow my telegram channel and comment over there. I'll help you out with it, no issues. And if you liked my video, do give a like, subscribe and share with your friends. Thank you.